your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
A very hot day across central Illinois. An excessive heat warning. Look at this. Everyone, that's a lot of pink. They're covering up the entire map. And the reason for that, temperatures like this. We've got these 90s, but there is so much humidity that the heat index value, look at Lincoln. It feels like 111 degrees outside. 106 in Springfield, 102 in Champaign, and believe it or not, tomorrow could be even worse. Satellite radar picture, there were some storms earlier across northern Illinois, those moving out, and it's just been a really sunny and hot day. A muggy night, still 81 degrees at 11 o'clock tonight. So just how warm will tomorrow be? We'll show you that when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Brent Christensen will spend the rest of his life in prison. How the jury arrived at that decision.
Some gun owners are suing the state. Why they say a new license will hurt more than it will help.
Plus, the hot weather is here, and you could be fined or jailed if there's something you forget. What law enforcement wants you to remember.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
After about 8 hours of deliberation, Brent Christensen's fate is decided. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. It's official. Christensen will spend the rest of his life in prison. He kidnapped and killed U of I scholar Ying Zhang 2 years ago. Today, a jury decided not to sentence him to death. We have team coverage on this tonight. WCIA 3's Aaron Eads is live outside the federal courthouse in Peoria. Courtney Bunting was also in the courtroom. She's standing by. First to you, Aaron. The jury just couldn't come to a unanimous decision.
Yeah, Jennifer, they could not. They took about a day and a half to make their choice, and they still couldn't all agree. That means he gets life in prison by default, ultimately dealing a blow to federal prosecutors who said the death penalty was the only way for Ying Zhang to get justice. The decision is a victory for Christensen's defense team. They argued he's not one of the worst criminals because he tried to get mental health treatment and, except for his actions over a couple of months in 2017, lived a relatively normal life. Prosecutors hoped the jury would sympathize more with their argument that there were several factors that aggravated this case, such as Christensen's lack of remorse, his heinous nature of his crimes, and the obstruction of justice through lying to the FBI. Ultimately, the jury was apparently swayed enough by his family's testimony to consider his own humanity as well. Now, life in federal prison means he won't ever be eligible for release. There is no such thing as parole in this case, so as one of his attorneys put it, he will be leaving prison in a coffin. Coming up tonight at 6, what the judge had to say directly to Brent Christensen when he handed down the sentence. Live in Peoria, Aaron Eads, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Aaron, that jury split 10-2 with that decision today. All right, thank you so very much. Now, the jurors arrived at that decision despite being somewhat confused about their instructions. They asked the judge several questions during the course of their deliberations, wanting to clarify how to interpret things like Christensen's possible future dangerousness while in prison, and what the responses to some of their considerations will be used for. This is the culmination of 2 years of waiting for both Zhang and Christensen's families.
Now, Christensen's parents won't be losing their son, but to prison. But the Zhangs will never again have their daughter. And we continue our team coverage now. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live in Peoria. So, Courtney, we saw that the family members of Ying Zhang were very, very disappointed.
Yeah, Paul, you could see family members, of course, of Christensen. First of all, next to me, his mother and his stepfather, just his mother in tears and then embracing his stepfather as that decision, or lack of a decision rather, was read. It was hard to read the expression on Christensen's face, but you could see him embracing members of his defense team. And Zhang's family, though, was even more difficult to read in the courtroom. They barely moved when the decision was read. The family's attorney, Steve Beckett, their attorney and liaison, is here with me today. If you want to talk a little bit about just how they're feeling right now in this moment.
I think the decision pretty much took their breath away. The family is devastated. The second worst feeling to finding that your daughter was kidnapped and killed would be that the person who did it is not going to die. And remember, they're from China, where justice is perhaps more swift and direct. We pride ourselves in our system of justice in America, and just an example, I think, of how it's so difficult to have a successful death penalty prosecution in the United States.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. And another attorney for the Zhang's family also gave this statement.
If you have any humanity left in your soul, please help end our torment. Please let us bring in hope.
On the other hand, Christensen's family and defense team have their victory, as Aaron said. They said yesterday Christensen isn't, quote, the worst of the worst, and that he's, quote, more than just the horrible thing he did. Now, the Zhang family from the beginning never directly asked for a death penalty in this case. They just said they would leave it up to the jury to decide. However, today they continued to plead with Christensen to end their torment by telling them where Zhang's remains are. Reporting live from Peoria, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Yeah, and I understand, Courtney, that the judge also said that the least that Christensen could do was at least apologize for his crime. Courtney Bunting in Peoria again, thank you so much. Now, tonight at 6:30, we'll have a special edition of WCIA 3 News. We'll be airing 30 Minutes Justice for Ying Zhang. It's a closer look at how federal prosecutors built their case, what happened that led investigators to Christensen's doorstep, and you'll hear his own words that would later be used against him. Again, that's tonight at 6:30.
A Mattoon teenager faces a charge of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. 19-year-old Luke Bowman was arrested Tuesday. The Coles County State's attorney says he sexually abused a 14-year-old girl.
We have new details on a double shooting in Taylorville. The Christian County State's attorney filed charges against the suspected shooter. Nathan Howell is charged with attempted murder and aggravated discharge of a firearm. He made his first appearance in court today. One victim's out of the hospital. The other is in critical condition. Howell was taken into custody immediately following that shooting. A new law is impacting gun owners across the state, and now one group is taking legal action.
The Illinois State Rifle Association filed a lawsuit to challenge that law. It requires gun dealers to be licensed by the state. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is live in our newsroom. So, Jamie, how much will this cost businesses?
Jennifer, the certification fee can range anywhere from $300 to $1,500 depending on whether or not there is a retail location. I spoke with one business owner who says it's just one more hurdle for dealers to clear. The Illinois Rifle Association says this bill has been around since Governor Rauner was in office. They say it was never sent to him because they knew he would veto it. Now they're seeing hundreds of businesses closing because it became law under Pritzker. A gun owner says it's not just this fee. There are other requirements passed this year that are costing businesses.
The loss of business, I know several of friends in other parts of the states are just closing up their doors because, you know, some of the things they wanted us to do was, you know, a video surveillance system, an alarm system.
I reached out to Senator Don Harmon, a sponsor of the bill. He says gun violence is a complex problem and no one law will solve it. He knows other states that have enacted similar laws to this one and have seen a reduction in guns used in crimes. Harmon is grateful to Governor Pritzker for signing this bill into law. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Jamie, thank you.
Police are warning you about the heat. We're going to tell you what could get you arrested.
Plus this.
There's always something going on because when you're done with one event, there's always another one that you've got to plan for.
It might be a small town, but it's full of fun things to do. How one group is making sure your trip to our town, Sydney, isn't dull.